All right, y'all. I do so apologize. I was trying desperately for the past 45 minutes trying to figure out how to make this stream private and yet find my stream key. And it's private even from me, apparently. I couldn't figure out how to get into YouTube studios and whatnot. So this is also going out on my channel, but will be going out on IRO channel as well. So please do jump over to the IRO channel, International Racing Organization. Jump up over there and give that suckerfish a great big old like and a subscription if you will, please. We are here today. Super excited to be joining in for the IRO 2026 season. This is round 1, stint 8. And boy howdy, what an amazing race it has been thus far. Absolutely incredible racers on track. We are just waiting, not quite underway yet. Thankfully, we did get the stream up and running some way, somehow, some way, shape, or form. And so super, super happy about that. Y'all, please do me a big old favor. Like I said, do go on over to the IRO channel as soon as this is live over there. And make sure to give a like and subscribe if you are not yet. Thoroughly and greatly appreciate you doing so. We're going to be getting underway here very shortly. The race will start. We'll get you on with the first driver coming out, which will be the VSR Simon. And I gotta say, watching all the racing action thus far has been incredible. Really good stuff. And these Dodge Vipers thus far on a Daytona are absolutely hands down slaying it. The Porsche driving team here, as we see with Simon, they can be purple throughout the entire infield on the track, and just as soon as it comes out around the big banking and the long straight stretches, the Vipers just eat them up. So definitely the Porsche drivers, or anybody that is not in a Dodge Viper on this racetrack, has their hands absolutely full and their work totally cut out for them. Here at Daytona, the Vipers are just dominating the field. I do apologize to the IRO once again. I did not realize, I had no clue whatsoever that finding the stream key for the stream would be different in any way, shape, or form for a private stream. I have never done a private stream before, so mess up on my part. Yeah, I apologize. Hopefully everything is all good over there, and we will go live over there as soon as it is ready to. Do bear with, y'all. We'll get you some decent commentary at least once the stream, once the racing gets going anyhow. I will apologize in advance if I get names wrong, which I am more than sure will happen. And y'all, I am not even going to be in my chat. We'll be in the chat for come on, man. First round jitters, y'all. First round jitters. Okay, so it is not live yet, thankfully. We'll get this whole situation sorted out for next round, guaranteed. I do so solemnly swear. Anyhow, yeah, oh, look at that. We have a racer out on track. It is a Timgren. FTR's at Timgren, and look at that. Imagine all that. It is a Dodge Viper for FTR at Timgren, leading the race thus far. That does not appear to be an accurate livery, which really sucks. Boy, I wish they would get things like this sorted. Wait a minute, live at 113 minutes. Uh-oh. That's not the right one either. Hey, there we go. All right, welcome into chat, everyone. I do so hope you are enjoying round one here in Daytona for the IRO, the International Racing Organization. And man, let me tell you what, you guys are just so happy to be tuning in. Y'all are in for a show. These are going to be, let me just say, the talent that is on this racetrack is absolutely incredible. And look at this here. We have Frosty, ERA's Frosty, coming out just behind the race leader here. And this is very, very good for the team that is in P2, has just got lapped. However, right on his sixth. And boy, howdy, I'll tell you what, this is really fantastic that we get to see this action going on. Coming into turn 6, hot and heavy, both drivers out onto the back stretch and the big banking here at Daytona. If y'all have never been there, I can tell you what, that banking is so much greater of a degree than what you can see on this game. You get out in real life and you walk on that banking, and I'll tell you what, man, boy howdy, it is a absolute complete stark difference than what you're seeing here on the broadcast. Anyhow, again, everyone, welcome. We now have France K88 jumping out also in P3 here in that beautiful design livery there. Loving the green as well, but it is Tonkin in here in P4. And like I said, y'all, I don't know from the PSN names who these guys are, but I do know that there is some extreme talent on the racetrack currently. I promise you that. Now that we've had a look at these guys, let me go ahead and take you back to P1 and P2. as you're gonna want to see this unfold right here. I promise you that. Let me get the old keyboard out of the way. And then we have, let's see here. So we're back, yes sir. Hey man, how we doing, my guy? Seems to be something on my end. I'm sorry, all no worries. Don't pull your hair out. As we get older, we need that stuff, man. How else are we going to keep our melons warm? So we now have Simon out on track here in P5. Let us get a look at Simon. Let's hope that livery is the Porsche here. These guys have been doing an outstanding job to keep themselves in the race, and I do believe they are actually at least ahead of one of the Vipers, and that would be in P6. So let's take a look. Yes, indeed, they are ahead of one of the Vipers at least. So absolutely incredible job from this Porsche driving team here. Not an easy thing to do to try to keep up with these Dodge Vipers on Daytona. It is incredible feat to even be anywhere, even, you know, that's a fantastic job from this team here. Absolutely love that. Let's get back here. We'll go on to P2. That way we can see just how close P2 is going to try to get this lap back. I believe this is the only team, if he can get back around that number one driver, it'd be the only team that is unlapped from the driver. And of course, we'll see how this plays out when it comes to pit strategy. New thing in the IRO this year, the racers have just a certain allotment of tires that they can use throughout the entirety of the race. So pit strategy, the strategy for overall for the race is going to play a big part in the outcome of the race. However, I do believe most of the drivers have been, you know, running a certain tire because there's an allotment enough to be able to do so. Let us take a look. We now have AMS Dude here out on track. Another Porsche driving team here, struggling indeed to try to keep up with these Vipers. As good as the Porsche is on the infield, you see coming out of turn 6 here up on the banking, gets a great run out of it, but just watch this Viper, and that's P1, I do believe, right behind him there. Oh no, it is not actually. That would be the 6th place driver, but you'll be able to see as they come in to Amman here for the old bus stop chicane, just how quickly that Viper is catching up to that Porsche. It is absolutely incredible, the difference in the overall top speed of these cars. And the Porsche is no slouch, right? It can reach 173 miles an hour on these straights. Well, they're not necessarily straights. Portions of them are. However, you see just how quickly that Viper is catching up, and now well within the slipstream. Another Viper in the background there catching up quickly. Let us move on and get you a good look at the rest of the drivers we have on track. This AMS Dude is going to struggle to try to keep that Viper around. Coming through the West Horseshoe here and headed towards turn 6 and 7. We have distinct sheesh. Oh, it's sheesh. out here in another Dodge Viper. Man, the Vipers are just prominent in the, man, I need to turn those messages off too when I'm streaming. I do apologize for that as well, y'all. It is what it is. We'll get it down. We will get it down. Here we have an AMG, Mr. Just everything. Now I'm going to turn my notifications down on my phone as well because they're going to continue to go off here. Let's see if I can remember how to do that. There we go. We got all of the goodness turned off. Everything. Copy run, yeah, my guy, you better get some in you. It ain't over yet, it ain't over yet. So the AMG, unfortunately, the livery, which I'm sure is absolutely stunning, I do forget, apologies for what it actually looked like. However, I'm sure it was a very good livery. And of course, it is showing the stock livery as well as the Ferrari. My goodness, Jensen here in P10. So Daxium here is not showing up either. Man, boy, howdy, we got about half the field's liveries are not showing up. But the lone Mazda on the track is their Daxium here. Just a screamer of a car, but really struggling out here at Daytona. And I know that it's not necessarily the drivers either. We have Addy here in the BMW M6, the lone M6 on track. Everybody make sure to caress that their like button, y'all. Share the IRO stream out, if you would, please. Share this thing out. Let's help these guys grow, man. Fantastic organization. Do forgive the bit of instances with the technical difficulties earlier on in Stint 7. However, we all know these things happen. So let's get back up to P1 and P2. Still P2 with ERA Frosty here. Still right there in the slipstream of Timgren. Beautiful, beautiful looking racing going on here. And I'll tell you what, man. Like I said, the level of talent that is on this field is just incredible. Y'all do some research to find out who it is you actually have on track. But I can promise you this, they are the best in the world. Some incredibly, incredibly fast guys going on. I mean, look at that, a 144.9. Now, I'm not fast at all myself, y'all. Not at all fast. However, I'm not slow anymore either. And I can't get anywhere near that time. That is over 3 seconds a lap faster than my very best lap that I could put out. These guys are incredibly quick. You can see P2 here just all over P1's business, doing absolutely everything he can to get this lap back, and that is a stunning livery there from Frosty. There really isn't much in the way of battles going on anywhere else on the track. There are some other cars that are close towards the back of the field somewheres. We'll get to them. Transcape 88 here. Also another Dodge Viper out there ripping it up here, currently in P3. And I can tell you, after 16 hours of racing, well, no, at the end of this stint, it'll be 16 hours of racing. So we'll say just over a little over 14 hours of racing, halfway, more than halfway through this 24-hour race and only being 42 seconds behind. That's an incredible feat right here. A little bit, looks like two cars here close one to another. Yep, it's the Porsche now, having been overtaken by the one Dodge Viper, now has another Dodge Viper all over his business. And I guarantee you, he's doing all he can to try to hold these drivers at bay, but you can just see the overspeed that Viper carries, just pulling away, even though the Porsche is in the slipstream. So Dodge Vipers here absolutely dominant, and everybody knows this. And perhaps some of these teams will switch cars later on in some tracks, because we all well know that the Dodge Viper does struggle on other tracks. Like, I can't even imagine trying to tame that beast on tracks such as Bathurst or Interlagos coming later on in the season here, the IRO, the 2026 season. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Now you can see through the infield here that the Porsche is able to keep right up with these Dodge Vipers without a problem. And it's just, I mean, even being in the slipstream, you'll see here momentarily how difficult of a time these Porsche drivers really have trying to keep up with these Dodge Vipers. And you see them gaining time here a little bit, not much, but definitely gaining through the infield here. Now coming out of the West Horseshoe onto turn 6 and 7, out on the back bank. Now watch this. This is incredible. Even being in the slipstream, you'll see these two Vipers still start to pull away. He's going to have his work cut out to try and remain in the slipstream even by the time they come out and around to turn 1 again. Through the Le Mans chicane here, not so much of an issue. The Porsche handles very well, and oh, what a brilliant save right there from that driver. Wow, great job. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Great job to hold on to that Porsche as that dirty air caught him out there and sent that car a bit sideways there. Doing my best to try to look down at chat every now and again, guys, so if I miss something, I do apologize. I want to bring you the racing action. I realize that chat is very important as well, but y'all want to see this racing action, right? Tonkanen pulling purples currently through the infield. Fastest lap now is by Tonkanen with a 144.670, man. And I'm telling you what, that's a blazing lap, y'all. That is, I can only in my dreams potentially never even touch that, like literally in my dreams. Maybe someday when my eyesight gets better. Oh yeah, because that'll be happening sometime soon here. Oh, man, I'll tell you what. But bit of insider information for your commentator here today, y'all. I can't tell you what a blessing it is to be able to call commentary for these guys. And if I knew the PSN names related to the real names, I wouldn't tell you anyhow, because I don't know if I have permission to do that, but you guys can find out. I'm sure many of you know already. If you know some of the drivers' names, but again, I don't know if I have permission to do that. So we are going to go off of just PSN names. But as I was saying, an absolute blessing. Oh, somebody coming out of the pits already. Whoa! Ferrari and Porsche getting extremely close there. I do not know, that cannot have been a scheduled pit stop. That had to have been for damage somewhere along the line here. This has got to be, I hope I get that name right. I believe it is Jaleel. Geely. Again, guys, some of the names I'm just not going to pronounce them right. I do apologize. Anyhow, yeah, another Dodge Viper after Dodge Viper, and I keep forgetting to finish what I was saying about you know, how fortunate and truly pleased I am to be here today to call commentary for these guys. It is a special birthday gift to me. So thank you, IRO, for having me. I can't think of a better way to spend my birthday, y'all. So again, definitely thank you to the IRO for having me, and thank you to the racers for being out here for us all to enjoy and learn from as well. And currently what we're learning is that the Dodge Viper is incredibly dominating here at Daytona. Now, what would be interesting to see here is if the Ferrari driving team decides to work with the Porsche driving team here. And I gotta tell you, man, every opportunity with the disadvantage that they have, I think that's a brilliant strategy. Rival team or not, work with that driver. You're only gonna negate time lost by working with them. Bit of net coding issues going on here, but other than that, I mean, you can see the crisp, beautiful lines here that these guys are able to do at these speeds. It is absolutely stay in the back with me, no, hey, not a problem, bud, not a problem, man. Dipsy, how we doing, partner? Welcome in, glad you're here, man. Yeah, that I would be 30 laps down right now if I was in this race. Probably like, definitely somewhere near there. These guys are incredibly fast. Here we have Mr. MD with my team here in the AMG, trailing 31 seconds to P8 again. These times that they're behind these other drivers, really not surprising, even at this level of talent that is on the track. Not surprising to see these drivers 14 plus hours into this race here for round one. Again, this being stint 8, well over 14 hours now into this race, and man, it's, oh boy, howdy, we got the Mazda here on this. We're gonna stay right here because this is pretty good stuff right here. We know this car is definitely a few laps down or better, and P2 says no sir. Frosty grabs that spot right back. Brilliant move there from Frosty to grab that spot back. Now Zerdaxium's really want to try to grab positions back from these drivers. I mean, you got to try to get laps back, get positions back and whatnot, but I think honestly, again, in my opinion, the best way to do that, this is P1 and P2, right? So stick with these guys. You may think that might be counterintuitive, but I promise you it's really not. If you can stay in the draft of these Vipers, it's only going to tow you along even further and help you gain some of those positions back. as you can see there, man, the Viper's really even just pulling away there from the Mazda. The Mazda's no slouch, man. See what happens coming through the Le Mans chicane here. I wouldn't say much time was gained, but I don't think that much time was lost either. So a bit of time lost there, actually. Even coming through the Le Mans chicane, Vipers really seem to be pretty strong. And again, it's the, what's the word? Just the sheer talent that these drivers have to be able to take these cars through. Here we have Addy here pulling a personal best time in the M6. And you would think that the M6 might possibly be able to run with the Dodge Vipers here, but really the M6 is also lacking in a bit of top end speed comparatively to the Dodge Vipers. There's just not a car on track that can hold water to the Dodge Viper when it comes to a top end speed here. Really, I mean, this is where the best battle is on track. And I mean, again, not much of a battle really, considering P1 here is a lap ahead of Frosty. It took him 14 hours plus to do it, but have managed to finally lap P2. So, man, I'll tell you what, that really speaks to the level of talent on that team as well. I mean, they're definitely doing something right, because I can guarantee it. Esports Race Asylum team, they're definitely no joke as well. Some incredibly fast drivers on that team. So, I mean, he's keeping right up with them, as you can see. So, there's not much of a talent gap here between these two drivers. Like I said, it's taken well over 14 hours now for P1 to end up lapping P2 here. And I could be wrong about that, y'all. I keep saying that. I could very well be wrong, but I don't believe so, because, oh, look at that. Looking into the inside there. We've seen P1 jump out there. Timgren was out there for a lap before Frosty came out, so they have to actually now be a lap down. One car on the lead lap. Yeah, that's what I thought. Rolling, indeed, baby, no doubt. Yeah. I'd say rolling is probably a pretty sufficient way to describe the current race conditions for that team. I mean, absolutely slaying it. It just, 17 laps into this race. So 16 of those laps, Frosty has been right there, really doing his team a great justice by even, staying up with this driver. Again, that very late on the brakes is Frosty coming into turn one, gathers up some of that time loss there on the back straight, potentially through the Le Mans chicane. I think is where Timgren really put a little bit of separation, and that driver's that's his goal right now, is just to try to gain some separation from the driver currently in P2, but Frosty definitely having none of it. Gaining ground again here through the infield. Boy, howdy, just look at these lines. Absolutely incredible, y'all. Like, I can run lines like that, sure, but it is a much greater speed deficit. I can tell you that right now. It's nowhere even close to the pace of these drivers on track right now. So, yeah, that's why they're in the position that they are, and I'm here in the box, Rich. I rather enjoy being here in the box as much as I love racing. I really love doing commentary as well. I'm definitely better at the commentary than I am the racing. And I have no troubles, no qualms whatsoever with admitting that. But I'll tell you what, it's an absolute pleasure. Let me roll through the field here. We got France K88, 42 seconds, nearly 43 seconds in behind Frosty here. Still ripping it along. P1, 2, and 3, all Dodge Vipers, imagine that. Tonkin holding fastest lap, also another Dodge Viper. Pulling purples here again with Simon here in P5 in the Porsche. Again, big props for managing to stay in the top 5. I believe there's 2, if not 3. There's 1, 2. I do apologize for rolling through quickly. Yeah, so 2 other Dodge Vipers that Porsche's actually ahead of. So that's really a great testament to that team to even be in the top 5. Geely here in P6. Not sure what place that driver there is in the red Viper. Leader and P2 doing happy wiggles from time to time, just cruising. Yeah, you ain't joking, Lucas. That wiggle there is a very controlled, but most certainly on the edge of what that car can physically handle. These drivers guaranteed are putting these cars to their limits and testing the boundaries of what the car is actually capable of doing. These drivers are just able, some way, somehow, not a clue, just sheer raw talent, to be able to push these cars to the absolute limit on these racetracks here. No desire to pass, just cruise, yeah, and have fun at the moment. Hey, you know, he's certainly not losing any time, and he is gaining time to P3, right? So you can't fault a guy for putting distance between yourself and the driver behind you, which I can guarantee you. Let's see, it is 42.815, and actually France K88 gaining time on this driver all by his lonesome in the slipstream, and he's doing it through the infield here. Tonkin gaining on France K88 as well, 25.9 seconds behind. Again, Tonkin currently fastest man on the racetrack. Every time he comes through this infield, he's purple as well. But by slightly more than a tenth. Again, I really wish that I could divulge these racers' names, but again, I don't know them all according to their PlayStation names. And even if I did, like I said, I don't know that I have permission to do that, so I will not do that. Perhaps later, if given permission, we'll definitely sit down and memorize all of them. But I can tell you, definitely the level of talent that's on the track currently, you can't hardly beat it. I mean, there are other drivers that are not here that could potentially hold water or even beat these guys, but that number is quite small. We'll just say that. And so for myself as a commentator, just the privilege of being able to call commentary for these guys is absolutely incredible. It's really, I mean, a dream come true. So again, thank you, IRO, for having me along. I do so hope that I can do the commentary justice for the racers, for IRO. An absolute pleasure, I'll say that. And there it is. There's that little twitch, boy, howdy. Brilliantly handled. Wasn't paying attention to the throttle inputs, but I'll tell you, it was probably not even a lift there to be able to control that. All right, let us roll back through the field here again. Simon in the Porsche here, top 5. Incredible feat from this Porsche driving team here. I will do my best to memorize the team names as well, because I don't have a clue, and I'm not going to mess with my phone to try to find them. That's OVO. That's who that team is right there, which I don't even know. I don't even know what that stands for or whatnot, but I'll tell you what, this driver right here and this team has really, really put in some work to be able to keep up with these Vipers. So definitely wonderful to watch and see that. So Geely here in P6, and imagine that, another Dodge Viper here, absolutely cruising. And this dude, another Porsche driver, and here we see, just like I'd spoken about previously, the Porsche and the Ferrari definitely seemingly working together. I have not seen any bump drafting, but this driver in the Porsche here, Gish, oh no, it's not Gish. I don't know who that other Ferrari driver is. Let's go take a look. So it is Jensen, Prima Jensen here. Yeah, I do believe we saw a little bit of a bump draft there, and this is brilliant racing right here. This is exactly what they need to do to catch the drivers out in front of them. Beautiful shot coming in through the lawn chicane. And being in that dirty air, coming through that Le Mans chicane is one of the most difficult things. You're at a pretty high clip. The rate of speed, it's pretty quick. Let's see here, the Porsche rounding out at, let's see, 171, 172, 173 miles, 174, 175 miles an hour. 175 miles an hour. The Porsche's definitely no slouch. I would have to guess. Let's go and find P1 here. Here he comes. Let's see what his top speed is here. Wow, Only 170? Really? It's just the sheer torque then. It's just the raw horsepower. Woo! Nice save right there. Timgren here has put some separation on Frosty there. He's really pushing it. Really pushing it. We will shortly start seeing our first round of pit stops coming. But many of these racers on track. So France K88 here nearly has that deficit to Frosty to down under 40 seconds now. Very close to getting that. And there we have Tonkin, the first driver to come in and make a pit stop, scheduled pit stop. That is, we did have another driver take a pit earlier, and I'm quite sure that was due to damage, as damage is set on heavy for the IRO here. And I can tell you, I wouldn't want to see it any other way, especially with the level of talent that is on the racetrack currently. You just can't have it any other way. You've got to have the realism of that. So, Tonkin now got a new set of fresh shoes. Now we have our race leader, Timgren, now diving into the pits as well. Going to take a look at this pit delta. Apologies. 28 seconds thus far, and now back out onto the infield for Tonkin on the racetrack at about 34 seconds for the Delta, but did not take a full tank of fuel. So, pretty interesting actually to see that. I understand the thought behind it and the strategy behind it, just to keep that car light. And perhaps that was a bit more information than what I should have given away. We won't do that anymore. But just to give you kind of an idea, your pit deltas here, running about 34 seconds with the amount of fuel they're taking on. So Frosty now has gained that lap back now back out onto the lead lap. And I wish I knew what the delta was between him and P1 for a Timgren here. Oh, good morning, Splurge. Good morning. Welcome back. Hope you had some good sleep, man. So Frosty here now. Who is the driver? Is that Tonkinen? It is indeed Tonkinen. Oh no. Yes, it was. I believe it was. Frosty now just coming. Now let's see if Frosty was fast enough to gain enough of that, enough time, and it looks as though he will. Potentially, it's going to be incredibly close to see where he comes out. Boy, howdy, I don't know. Again, going to be very close here. But it looks as though Timgren's definitely going to regain that lap back. Yeah, most certainly. Most certainly, as Frosty is still fueling up here. Okay, so still not much of a gap at all. Frosty here comes out. Let's see. Let me get a look at the other car as well. I'll give you a roundabout guess about how far back he is from a Timgren, if the cameraman will do me a bit of a flavor here. So I'm gonna wait a minute. Is he in front? Indeed, he is. He has come out in front. So well done to Frosty there on that pit strategy, staying out an extra lap compared to the race leader. So now it's the race leader that's, say, 3.5 seconds back, perhaps. Right about there, between 3 and 4 seconds back from Frosty. So Frosty managing to get that lap back here. Brilliant strategy. Yeah, he's got to be right around 3 seconds from him. So now the gap to Frosty for France K88 here, 43.3 seconds now. And Tonkanen at 23 seconds behind France K88. Here comes our Porsche team driver for OBO here in P5 now, making his scheduled pit stop at 18.9 seconds. Coming into pit lane is what he was behind Tonkanen, which really, I mean, that's incredible too. We'll see where that goes once he comes out of the pit lane. But since we can, it's also very nice to be able to see these liveries that are working on the stream. Do so enjoy that. And again, I do apologize to the teams and the racers that like half of the liveries are not showing up. Again, just a GT7 glitch in the matrix, so to speak, that it just almost can't be avoided. Sometimes you can leave the lobby and come back, leave the lobby and come back, and they'll sometimes be there. Other times you can do it over and over again, and it doesn't work. Geely here, or Geely, whichever it is. Geely, I'm guessing, I don't know. Another brilliant looking livery there on that Viper. So again, right around 34-35 seconds for the pit delta there. MS Dude here breaking away a bit now from the Ferrari. Potentially the Ferrari's tires are wearing faster than the Porsches. Don't know. I can't see them, so I wouldn't comment as to whether they were or not. But in my mind, I would have to say that is due. Unless the Ferrari driver made a bit of a bobble, which of course, even at this level of talent, drivers do make mistakes, right? Like, it happens. I don't care how good you are. And that's something that I've learned as I get faster and faster. When I reach another level of speed, I actually start to wreck more often, and it's simply due to taking corners at a speed that I've never taken them before, right? So it's a whole new ball game. Once you get into another level of speed, you actually end up making more mistakes. Myself personally, at least, that Ferrari right up on the bumper of the Porsche there really gained some time there, coming into the International Horseshoe. Wow, into a bit of a dog leg here. We'll call it a kink, rather. Into the Western Horseshoe again, under braking, really closing that gap back up to the Porsche. Brilliant job there. Into turn 6 again. Really doing a good job under braking. The Porsche definitely gets a better exit there. Out onto the banking. But again, well within the slipstream here, so going to gain a bit of that time back, and I'd imagine we'll probably see a little bit of that time come back under braking coming into the Le Mans chicane, and indeed that is exactly what we see happen here, and right back tucked in closely to that Porsche again now. And like I said earlier, this is a brilliant strategy from these racers here to the Ferrari driver Definitely working with the Porsche here. They are doing themselves a great justice by working together, but as we see the Ferrari now diving into the pits, and probably, I would imagine, likely wishing that the Porsche would have had to have done the same, because now, all that time they've been working together, now he's going to have to try to come out of the pits and find himself another partner to perhaps work with to try to gain some of that time. Am I quiet, buddy? Well, alrighty then, give me just a moment. I thought it was picking up pretty good. Give me just 1 minute, I do apologize. I'm glad you said something though, nobody else has said anything. Whoops, sorry for that bump, y'all. There we go. I had my mic sitting up high because it seems to be a little less distortion if I have it further away, but how's that, Splurge? Is that any better? Now I got the mic like right in front of me, basically. It's about 1.5 to 2 feet away, which with the height distance, it's 3 foot lower now than what it was, so we're considerably closer. Hopefully that's better for y'all. I can turn down how's the racing volume, because I could turn the mic up and turn the racing volume down a little bit if needed. Probably turning the racing volume down would be the best. I'm almost redlining now on my mic volume, so we don't want to go any higher than that on the volume for the mic, because it will definitely start to distort. Okay, I will turn the racing volume down just a little bit. There we go. We'll see how that does. Oh. That potentially will help too. I had the volume up on the laptop, which is something I generally try to watch out for. Again, y'all, definitely a bit of the jitters on my part for doing commentary for the incredible talent that is on track. It's got me quite nervous. I tell you, I haven't been nervous on doing commentary in quite some time, but I definitely got a little bit of the jitters going on. A little starstruck, I suppose. Which I'd imagine, you know, that's probably pretty common. No longer straining to hear me? Cool, man. Glad to hear that. I'm glad you mentioned it, Spurge, and nobody else had mentioned it thus far, so. Maybe it's just you, Spurge, and you need to get your hearing checked or a partner. No, I'm just kidding, man. No, thank you. Absolutely appreciate it. Okay, so Jeesh here in P8, currently 55.2 seconds in behind P7 with a gap of 41 seconds, nearly 42 seconds. Indeed, it is 42 seconds now to Mr. MD with my team. And I can... only, imagine the amount of concentration. It can be done. 42 seconds could certainly be made up. 42 seconds, 54 seconds over the course of how many ever hours we have left. Just under 10 hours left. Lots and lots of racing going on still. So, definitely those times could be made up. And here we have the Ferrari driver trying to catch up to the Mazda, and that would be very, very good and beneficial, obviously, if you can. definitely got some time to make up, to catch up to this driver and work with him. Potentially 4 seconds, 3.5, 4 seconds. Again, the gap there. Maybe slightly less, maybe closer to 3 seconds. Something along those lines. You can see there just how much of a beast that Mazda really is to handle. Losing just a little bit of momentum there coming out of turn 6 and 7 up onto that very high banking there. You've seen him get just a little bit sideways there, a little bit of fishtailing going on from the Mazda driver there, and it was their Daxium. But nonetheless, the Ferrari, we'll see, seems to be very, very good under braking coming into the Le Mans chicane there. It looks as though the gap is dropping. I'd say probably around 2 seconds-ish now. 2.5, may still be 3, but I don't think so. I think it's probably more around 2.5 seconds. Either way here, Prima Jensen doing work, trying to catch up to that Mazda, so he's got a drafting partner, and really, I think it would not be out of the realm of possibilities, although I don't see that it is happening, but it would not be outside of the realm of possibilities for that Mazda driver to think to himself, well, let's just hold off just a little bit and let this driver catch up to me so that they can work together. However, that is a driver that is now in position. So Prima Jensen here now working on getting up into the top 10. And yeah, that time 2.4 seconds. So we were pretty close within our guesstimation of the delta between P11 and P10. So being as how this is for position here, let's look and see quickly how close P1 is to P2. And you can, in fact, P1's gotten around P2. So now that lap has come back, gained that lap. So now P2 is not on the lead lap once again. Let's go back. Whoop. Here we are. 1.8 seconds now. So Jensen putting in some work, trying to catch up to Zerdaxium, and I can guarantee you that the delta would be further back if the Ferrari had not had so many laps of just staying in the slipstream of that Porsche. No, Super S2K, you're not joking. This is an incredibly different thing for a 24-hour race is no joke. A 2-hour stint of racing is, even just in sim racing, is incredibly taxing on the body. And look at this here. Pulling purples is Jensen now, and he is within that slipstream of Zerdaxium here. Let's see what happens in through the Le Mans chicane, and my guess is he is going to close that gap up even further as the Ferrari seems to be really good under braking. We see it time and time again, and oh yeah, half second now only separating, so well within the slipstream here. Again, Tonkanen still holding on to the fastest lap of the race with a 1:44.612. Jensen very close to that in the Ferrari though. As you can see, he was purple there. Just 0.055 seconds away from his best lap is Jensen. So some incredible consistency there from the Ferrari driver. Now all over the business. Takes a look around the outside, go for the over-under here. Doesn't quite get the job done, but definitely well within the slipstream. See if he can do it here. Apologies. Into the West Horseshoe, and coming out of turn 6 and 7. Is he going to be able to get the job done? Are we going to see the over-under or just the sheer slipstream effect? Definitely an over-under. Here he comes. He's coming around the inside now. Jensen, oh, there's side-by-side racing we have here between the Ferrari and the Mazda. I mean, literally bumper to bumper here. Incredible, beautiful battling going on here at the back of the track, but the Ferrari gets the job done. Snags a position there away from Zerdaxium, puts himself and his team back into the top 10. So brilliant job there done by Jensen. Great racing right there. Let's take a look at Addy here in the, whoa, getting that there M6 a bit slideways. Coming in through turn 6 and perhaps pushing hard because he does have a driver there. He desperately wants to catch that slipstream up, but he's got his work cut out for him for sure. Let's go back to your race leader, Timgren here. Definitely has put a gap on P2. Not a great gap, but here it is. Frosty back in the lead lap, and oh, comes in a little hot into turn 1 there. Manages to hold on to it though. Man, impressive. Right there, I thought for sure he was going to go really wide, but manages to get the car gathered up underneath him and holds on to it. Now back onto the lead lap is Frosty. This driver's really putting in some work to try to just stay on that lead lap. Incredible job from Frosty with Team ERA there. I think what happened there was that Timgren actually had a penalty because he seen a big dive in the overall speed. And it didn't, if it showed it, I didn't even see it. I did not see that he had a penalty, but that's definitely what it looked like to me. George Senior, how many stints are you doing? As far as commentary, just the one, man, just the one this time. We'll hopefully end up picking up a couple of more stints as we go on. I certainly would like to. I mean, I'm up and watching the entirety of the race with lots of folks that stay up for the entirety of the 24-hour the race. We shall see. We shall see. I want to drive another stint, but my body is done. Copy, Lucas. A little rusty, but I felt like I had a solid tonight stint, holding my own. No, hey, Lucas, no, indeed, holding your own. You were doing very well, man. No, very, very well. No doubt. That's funny, Lucas. Agreed. I believe the terminology is it was a statement of intent for the season. Generational stints. Bonds. 1960s. Wow, you're going back there, buddy. That's back before I was even born, and I'm getting old. I'm getting there. Like, not quite old yet, but I certainly am no spring chicken anymore. Nice splurge, I like it. So AMS dude now taking a pit stop and losing a position to now wait a minute. Wait just a dang old minute. Okay. That's the other team, Porsche team. That's what I thought too. So Simon here still just, man, he is working this Porsche. And you can see there during the infield, the Porsche is super strong. Almost 2/10 up, 1/10.5 up on purple. Porsche is definitely strong on the infield, and I don't understand how it's lacking so much on the outfield. 175 miles an hour, this Porsche is able to hit on the outfield, and it's mind-boggling to me how the Vipers are just able to. That car is just dominant here, and I don't get it because I looked at the top speed for P1 and it was only reaching 170 miles an hour. So if the Porsche is able to reach 175 miles an hour and is dominating the infield, I guess it's getting to this top speed faster for the Viper. Is where the 144.997, so just 3/10 off from the fastest lap. Boy, how you can see just really pushing there on turn one. Absolutely love seeing the racing lines that these drivers are using. Look at that. I mean, just absolutely every inch of the racetrack, hitting every apex and at speed. Like, I wish I was able to do that. That is just masterful. Again, purple. Coming through turns 6 and 7 onto the outer banking. I believe it's fifth gear that the Porsche really lacks the power versus the Viper, versus a lot of cars, really. Fifth gear is just kind of a little bit lacking in the Porsche. Well, take a look here again at the top speed of the Porsche coming into turn one. 168, not as fast this time. Not as fast, so that's what it is. That's what it is. It's a 2 mile an hour difference, because even though at him hitting 175 miles an hour, coming into just before turn one, the speed increase came from having the driver behind him in his slipstream. Actually, is mind-blowing to me that you can increase because of the drag of the car behind you. it would seem that it would actually slow you down, but two cars are always faster than one, as they say in NASCAR, and it's 100% true. Like, even though the car up front is braking well over purple there, a good 1/10.5 again. But no, even though the car in front is braking the air, they're still faster in the overall speed. I'd like to see that one more time and see if perhaps it was the exit out of the Le Mans chicane here that actually slowed his top speed down. He seems to have got a really good exit out of that. Come on, really? Dude, I turned off all the volume and then an alarm goes off for me. Don't ask me why I have an alarm. Oh, that was the alarm that was supposed to go off last night. Okay, so again, 168 miles an hour. That's it. So yeah, that the speed difference was from having a car in his tow. Wow. Okay. I like literally a 6 mile an hour speed difference at the end of the outfield there into turn one for that car with the car in tow. Absolutely incredible. All right, let us go back through the field again here. Geely here, 49.5 seconds in behind P5. Now, I don't recall whether or not that is coming down. Currently, it is coming down, but again, on that straight stretch, see 171, 172 miles an hour right there. So a 3 to 4 mile an hour difference with no slip from either car on the Dodge Viper there. And again, that's a massive difference in the overall grand scheme of things. When a car has 4 mile an hour faster top end than another car during the course of a lap with as much high end speed as you can get here at Daytona, the outfield is really where the strength of these Vipers really comes into play. Geely having a good thing here on this lap. He's got the Le Mans chicane to go through, and then potentially, I did lose some time on that exit. Lots of 10th there on his personal best time. See if he can make any of it up here in the Le Mans chicane. Oh, definitely lost some time there. So definitely had a nice first half of the lap. Geesh now catching that M6 and going to gain an advantage of slipstream here now from that driver. Very close to being within the slipstream, I would say. Oh, most certainly in the slipstream now. I'll tell you what, that Viper has got to be a handful on the infield here, but I can attest to the fact that that M6 is as well. That car has just got so much torque. It only takes just a pinch too much throttle coming out of these corners, and that thing will get sideways on you for sure. I mean, holding good pace, though, is the M6, so Now the question is whether or not this driver chooses to work with that M6 or if he's just going to go right around it. Personally, again, anytime you can work with another driver that's got good pace, it's always going to be beneficial, especially in endurance racing. Like when you're trying to gain positions, lots of positions in a sprint race, not near as effective. But in a big, long endurance race like this, I mean, stints are 2 hours long. Imagine how much time you're gaining by working with someone rather than battling all the time. It's an incredible amount of time. And the M6 definitely, I mean, definitely has got good pace. Again, a little wiggle there from the Viper, which, imagine that. It's got to be incredibly difficult to get that power down at just the right ratio coming out of these corners. Just a pinch too early getting onto the throttle, or a pinch too much throttle coming out of these corners, and it's, ooh, taking a look. Again, there you can see the M6, just a bit of a bobble. You'll see coming out of turn 6, very much be a place where that's going to happen too, but gets the power down really nicely there. Gains a little bit, and I mean a little bit of distance, but then the Viper, man, the power of that thing just gaining. Got the blue flag, I'm sure, and just gives the position up. That's another thing. It is, woo-wee. That dirty air had that M6 all sorts of sideways, man. It didn't even hardly slow it down at all. So now if I was that M6, I would not worry whatsoever about trying to grab that position back. Just stay in that slipstream, and when you can, push him right along. It's only going to help you out. A little bump there. M6 definitely decent under braking right there. See, that time really came down, but then he bumped him right away, which slowed him down and boosted that Viper like it needs that. It's not the place to be bump drafting. That's a both cars, a wee little bobble there. Just a pinch. The Viper just pulling away, man. He's nearly out of the slipstream already. See if he can make up any bit of that time here in the Le Mans chicane. Be very interesting to see if that's going to be possible or not. Just brilliant lines. Ooh, man, that might even be a penalty there for the M6. A little touch of the grass there. I believe he can get away with that, but man, those lines, golly. And at that speed, man, it's just artful. It's artful, put it that way. Doing the dance. AMS dude here holding down solidly in P8. Got G out in front by 21 seconds. inch of a lag spike there. Coating, whatever the issue is. Every inch of the track. Just barely missed the total apex of turn 6 there. Here we go with Mr. MD being chased by the Mazda currently. We'll stay with this here, although I don't believe it is not a battle for position. Oh, and they got a Viper coming up quick in behind too. We'll watch this for a little while and see how this plays out. I believe the Mazda is, yes indeed, it's their Daxium. So, he must be attempting to get a lap back. Now we have our race leader coming into the pits. Rossi, I'd imagine, gonna stay out and try to work his magic like he did last time and get that lock back at least for a little while. Let's see. Yes, indeed, he has passed it up. So let's go back. I believe that was, indeed it was, 9. So it looks as though Daxium's trying to get a lap back on this car. I believe that's what we're seeing here. Mazda very good under braking there into turn 1. Through the kink, go, and here's the P1 driver. Oh, brilliant side-by-side racing. Absolutely fantastic right there. Boy, howdy, man. Woo. Again, that takes sheer raw talent to be able to do that kind of stuff. And is as good as these guys are and as competitive as they are, I absolutely love to see the racecraft as a whole. Like, these guys are very, I mean, obviously they're very knowledgeable about the physics of the car on the racetrack, what it can handle, what it can actually do and whatnot, but their racing etiquette, really, I love to see that, right? Like, at such a high level of competition, the etiquette is still there, and that is such a beautiful thing, and it's something to aspire to, right? Like, you want that. Like, everybody wants a good, clean race. Like, I always tell my team, period, like, if you, well, for one thing, if you're not a clean racer, you can't be on my team. I don't allow racers that are not proven to be clean racers on the team. Now, obviously, you know, there's always, you know, an opportunity for a racing incident to happen, right? Like, things happen on the racetrack. It's just racing. Things happen. But in the grand scheme of things, every racer wants clean racing. It is not worth winning the race if you cannot do it cleanly. Period. It's not worth getting a pass if you can't do it cleanly. That's just good, fundamental, basic racing etiquette. Get the job done, but get it done cleanly, or don't even attempt it. Absolutely. Splurge. Lap check for the leader. Lap 48, sir. Frosty on 47. We'll run through the field for you guys. These are really good. I mean, not necessarily a battle here for position, but nonetheless, 4-car battle here. Kind of nice. Kind of digging this. That's P2 there, trying to catch up to P1 after having taken his pit stop. So didn't quite gain that lap back like he did last time, but he is right there again. Frosty doing a really, really good job. He's having a good stint. Again, look at that. Man. It's incredibly difficult to keep that close of racing in dirty air and not mess it up. And there goes P2. Rossi gets the job done there, and oh, the Mazda sees an opening, but the door gets shut. Love it. Frosty on a tear, man. So the gap from France K88 here, 42.2 seconds to the driver in P2. And that's pretty much stayed within 2 seconds. I believe the last time we checked it out, it was 40 seconds. Tonkanen, 18.8 seconds in behind P3s. That has definitely come down. Tonkanen is tearing up the track right now. He is absolutely on a mission. No two ways about it. This is definitely another one of these drivers out here that is giving it absolutely everything he's got. Fastest man on the track for this stint. Have we seen a 143 yet? At all in the race? Anybody know what the fastest lap of the race has been thus far? Splurge, do you have that kind of intel? I'd be very interested to know that. So Simon's still here. Man, again, props to this team for even keeping that Porsche in the top 5. Incredible job. Absolutely incredible job. 50 seconds ahead of P6, and P6 just went into the pits. So that's going to grow to a minute and 20 seconds, perhaps. A minute and 34 seconds, maybe 35. By the time he comes out, and he'll have to get a lap in before we see it. Wow, it dropped to 47.7. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. Then again, with my dyslexic mind, I think he's got to get another lap in before that time will actually be correct. So Jish here in P7, 2 minutes in front of him, a minute behind is AMS dude. That is one heck of a clean livery right there. That's definitely clean. Anyone have knowledge of fastest lap thus far in the race? EMS dude here, this team, I want to say it's Apex Motorsports. I do see that on the car clearly there. I want to say that that is the name of the team. My apologies if not. But another team driving the Porsche that really, I mean, pretty good feat to be in the top 10 when you're facing these Vipers for sure. So Mr. MD, being as how the we have BOP settings this year for IRO, the AMG, great car, love the car. In fact, Team Rad used the AMG in IRO last year. Great car. But with BOP settings, I can guarantee you this car is also lacking in top speed. So all of the ground that they can make up has got to be done in the infield. It's sheer just determination and talent to be able to run that car at any sort of a competitive level with against the Vipers. I mean, you know. I mean, that's that. And we're looking at Mr. MD. That's P3 out in front of him. Let's take a look real quick. Oops, I hit 4. So P3, what was I going to look at? Oh, I was trying, that's right, I'll have to go through it. Okay, so 18 seconds the difference from Tonkin now almost has dropped that time down to into the 17-second mark. Oh, and I see he's got the M6 to contend with. M6 driver. Great racing etiquette shown there from that driver there. Just really holding the high line and allowing that driver to go on through. Absolutely brilliant. I love to see that. Again, the racing etiquette at this high level is something to aspire to for sure. So a minute there, 47 seconds there. It was 18 seconds. Another 47 seconds. 2 minutes. They got to be. I'm going to say 3 laps down between my team, Mr. MD, and P3 out in front of them, which is absolutely incredible because you can see the pace is not much different. Mr. MD is keeping right up with the P3 driver, right? So it takes a long time for these gaps to grow the way they to the gap that they are, right? I mean, we're coming into daylight. The sun is rising at Daytona. These teams have been out here racing for nearly, we're approaching the 16-hour mark now. Right, so it's taken that long for the pace difference between P9 and P3. You can see the difference is not that much. I mean, this AMG's driver, Mr. MD, is doing a fantastic job. I mean, you can see that, again, the pace is really not that much different at all. But it doesn't take that much over nearly 16 hours, though, either, right? So AMG gonna be a top pick as the season progresses. I think so too. I think so too. Whoa! Nice and slideways there, Mr. MD. Brilliant job of holding on to that race car. And man, boy, howdy, I would have liked to have seen if he had any bit of a lift there to recorrect that car. I'll tell you what, you get that sideways at these kind of speeds, and it takes some work to hold on to that sucker. Definitely lost some time to the Viper, though, out in front of him, but gains it back. But yeah, I concur that AMG is going to do much, much better at tracks like Bathurst or Interlagos versus the Viper. The Porsche is going to be absolutely dominant when it comes to tracks like Interlagos and Bathurst. It'll be the car to beat. It's my thinking on it. Now, it'll be really interesting to see as the season progresses as to what tracks the M6 might be dominating, because that car is no slouch. The M6 is a very, very torquey car, right? Like, it has some get up and go to it. Actually, quite surprised to see that it's not a little bit better here at Daytona than what it is. But again, it's that top end speed that makes the difference, right? And the M6 is lacking a little bit when it comes to the top end speed. But as far as sheer torque on tracks like Bathurst or Interlagos, the quick acceleration, it might do very well on those tracks as well, even though I believe that the MR cars are definitely better, but a car like the AMG or the M6 is definitely going to do much better on tracks like that versus, Daytona or even a track like Monza that's got a bit more of the straightaways, places where you can gain that top speed at. And Monza doesn't have a whole great lot of places like that, but the start-finish straight, that's quite a long straight stretch. So it's tracks like that where the infield is really, like this track, you can see the Porsche does really, really well on the infield. On the outfield, not so much. The AMG, let's take a look here quickly and see what the top end speed of the AMG is before he reaches and he's not in the slipstreams either, so this is sheer horsepower here. He's not even going to reach 168 miles an hour. Oh, okay, yeah, just touched it. So virtually the same as the Porsche. So just lacking 3-4 mile an hour 5 mile an hour difference compared to the Viper, and that's a huge difference on a track like this that has got so much room for these race cars to get up to speed. Anyhow, we shall move on to Jensen here in P10, running the lone Ferrari in this race, and I gotta think that the Ferrari is going to be another car, in fact, that may be very, very dominant at tracks like Bathurst and Interlagos. That car will be a contender on tracks like that as well, for sure. Like, no doubt about it. So currently in the top 10, 45 seconds in behind P9, and 21 seconds ahead of the Mazda in the form of Zerdaxium here. Again, I do apologize to the racers and the fans that these liveries just aren't showing up. I didn't have a whole lot of time to prepare for this. As far as when I started the stream, I had to immediately, well, not immediately, I worked on it for like 45 minutes trying to figure out how to get into finding the stream link and a private showing. So my apologize to IRO. We will certainly get that sorted for the next one. However, absolutely nobody has been in my stream, and I do keep mentioning that if you are here, please don't hang out here. Go to the IRO. Definitely caress their buttons, as in the like and subscribe buttons. Y'all hit that bell notification so you can see all of the amazing action that the IRO brings to you. The International Racing Organization is where it is at when it comes to endurance racing here on Gran Turismo 7. Y'all don't want to miss that. Sure. So, now Addy here. That's right, this is the M6 driver. And although holding up the back of the pack, I mean, dude, it's a track that the M6 is just not strong at. It's just not. I know I've raced it here before. You would think that it would be a lot better. There's some massive torque under that car, but it just does not have the top end. So while we're at it, we've done it with several other cars thus far. My guess is going to be right about 168 miles an hour as well. In fact, I bet dollars to donuts if I was a bet man. That is what the top speed would be. To see if we get a good exit. It looks nice and clean coming out of the Le Mans chicane here. Now we'll see what the top end speed of this M6 is here at Daytona. Again, my guess is it's going to be right at 168 miles an hour as well. Oh no, we're not going to get to see it. Unfortunate. That should have caught my attention before that he had a penalty, so that negates that. We'll look at it next. Again, P2 all over the back of Timgren here in P1. Frosty just having a really good race. I mean, he's doing everything he possibly can to leave the next driver in the best position he can. And before this is all said and over, he may well, I mean, he's right there. He may well get this lap back before it's all said and done. Again, he's putting he's putting good distance in between himself and P3. Just, whoa, right on the edge, man. I'm telling you what, he drifted that corner. Timgren straight drifted turn one. I mean, it's absolutely under control the entire time. Man, what a spectacle. Quite the dance right there. Absolutely loving it. Good stuff, man. That's drifty. Man, I'm coffee, y'all. I believe this will be 68 racing laps. I believe they'll come in at the end of lap 69. So 11 more laps to go. And we'll see what Frosty decides to do here. Timgren, obviously, well fast driver. Like all of these guys are. Especially compared to a fella like me. A&G for the win, says Payme. Good morning indeed. Good morning indeed. Welcome, Hansa, welcome. Good to see you again, man. Good to see you again. But yeah, as I was saying, it's going to be very, very interesting to see at what point Frosty makes his move and tries to gain as much time as he possibly can on a Timgren to get that as much of a lap back as he possibly can. Not going to say that it is without outside of the realm of possibilities for that team to gain that lap back with 10 hours of racing to go. In fact, by the end of this stint, it'll be 8 hours. But boy, howdy, it's going to be work. It's going to be work. He's definitely doing what he can for his team here. He's just brilliant racing from him the entire time. Team's down a lap, but you can see Frosty, and Frosty's working with him too. And again, like I say, just put that distance between himself and P3 right now. That would be my biggest concern. Definitely going to be an absolute feat to try to get that lap back. Like fully get the lap back to where he's in this position at the end of the race. Oh boy, howdy, round the outside is Frosty. It looks as though he is going to go for it, y'all. Bumper to bumper, and indeed he did. A Timgren must have had a penalty there. He had to have had a penalty. Yeah, look how much the gap has grown right there. Look how wide Frosty goes right there at the beginning. Man, beautiful, beautiful driving. Sheesh. The talent level on on this track is incredible, I'll tell you what. So Frosty going for it now. He's got 9 laps to try to create as big a gap as he possibly can to a Timgren and get his team that much closer to getting that lap back. But I'm telling you what, I mean, they got the lap back currently, but to get all the way around the track again, and really get the lap back, be bumper to bumper racing like that for position, it is gonna be, that's a monster feat. That's a monster feat. But he's doing what he can for his team now. He says it's time to go, time to quit messing around. 9 laps remaining of racing. And he is going to try to gain every millisecond that he can. Dang. Wow. The speed that they carry through that Le Mans chicane is absolutely incredible. Boy, howdy. We're switching to part 3 soon. Copy that. Copy that. But don't go anywhere. It's still another 8 hours of racing. For sure. Stand it, Frosty. Oh, man. Yeah, he is. I totally agree. Right now is the time to do it. If he can gain anything, and he is pulling away, I'd say he's just on the edge of slipstream right now. Like, almost out of it. Both drivers that are struggling to get the power down on the infield here in these Vipers, man. Again, a very, very torquey car. These things have got some gusto. Snowman, cold as ice. I'd imagine so. All right, let us go through the field. We only got 8 laps remaining, at least for a Timgren, in this stint left. It looks to me, though, he's most certainly, Frosty is most certainly out of the slipstream of a Timgren now. Maybe not. It's very, very close. 120 miles an hour at the end of the Le Mans chicane. Man. Hooking! Yeah, that's that. I'd say he's got to be just outside of slipstream now. He is going for it, man. He is He is going for it. Again, Frosty, brilliant strategy shown here from Frosty. All race long and yeah, let's go. Lost a little bit of time, but boy, howdy, that was party. Love that absolute controlled slide. You can see just how difficult it is to get the power down on these Vipers here in the infield, especially turn 6 and turn 7. That would be the hardest place for me to get the power down correctly, to get the best exit you can, but without losing it. Wow. Frosty does a really good job there getting the power down. So does a Timgren. Come on, show forward now. I want to see. That's so close. He's either just in or just out of the slipstream. Okay, we're going to go through the field now. So, France K88 here, 45 seconds in behind Frosty now. 19.5 seconds in from Tonnekin. France K88 here has done some work. But Tonkkinen, fastest lap on the track, has held it pretty much the entire race. Had that down to so close to being 17 seconds, but just cannot get it there. Yeah. Tonkkinen here, though, well in P4, minute 13 seconds behind is Simon, the Porsche driver. And again, man, that's, dude, to be in P5 in the Porsche with 2 other Vipers, I believe we have established that earlier, 2 other Vipers in this race behind him. This team has put in work. BO. That team is absolutely, each one of the drivers has done a very good job to have their team be in the top 5 right now. That's brilliant stuff right there. So, Geely here in P6, one of the Vipers that is behind him, 46.7 seconds behind P5. Yeesh in P7. That's 2 Vipers in behind. A minute 59 seconds in behind Geely. And let's do in the other Porsche here, 32 seconds behind Geesh and 31 seconds ahead of Mr. MD in the lone AMG. Jensen here in the Ferrari. Let's see, is that? No, it is not. Okay, that's not position. Jensen, though, man. Jensen, since having got that P10 spot, has put 28 seconds on Zerdaxium. That Jensen is absolutely working that Ferrari. He only got that maybe around 40. So he's putting over a second on, I'm guessing, around lap 40. Maybe a little later than that did he actually get around Zerdaxium here. Cruising along in the Mazda, and boy howdy, I wish that livery would come out. That's a good looking livery. You can see it as I switch to the cars. You can see what livery it's supposed to be on there. As well as Addy here. That's the stock livery on that car as well. So, Addy on lap 59. Let's go back up to Timgren on lap 65. So 6 laps down is P13 compared to P1. And it looks as though Timgren's, he's definitely within that slipstream again. He's got to be right there on the edge of it. Definitely putting in work. Rossi is definitely putting in work. Yeah, it's got to be just out of slipstream. Skate 88, 45.5 seconds now behind Frosty. Frosty is, yeah, he's on the move. I believe that was 44 seconds just 2 laps ago. Tonkanen has gained a half a second on Franskate 88 here now in P4. Was up to 19.5 to 19.7 or 8, something like that. Very nearly 20 seconds. He's putting in some good work though too. This stint for his team for sure. But let's see. Okay, so that's 1 lap down. That's 2 laps down. That's approximately 3 laps down is P5 in the Porsche. But man, I gotta tell you, for me personally, probably the most impressive feat heading into the 16th hour of this race. I gotta remember on lap 67, I gotta go through these and show you guys the times as they come into the pit. Don't want to miss that. And remember, you guys need this information. We're live with part 3, y'all. Part 3 is live, guys. So, definitely feel free to jump over there here shortly. Timgren has this lap and, well, basically 2 more laps before he'll come into the pits. And man, Frosty just cannot get away. Timgren has closed that gap up. Now Timgren's pushing hard. Essentially 2 more laps. He'll do this full lap and then pit on the next lap. Now Timgren's putting it on Frosty, man. He's gaining that time back. And I'll tell you, man, strategy. He let him go there for a little while. Didn't quite let him go though, but wasn't pushing so hard as to burn up tires and fuel so that he could save that, just that smidgen extra bit of fuel and tire to be able to push and catch him right back up at the end of the stint here. Absolutely impressive, man. I again, thank you to the IRO very much for having me here to be able to do commentary. Again, I can't think of I can't think of a better way to spend my birthday, you know, getting to be able to do this, even for just 2 hours. It's been an absolute pleasure and thrill. I wish that somehow, you know, nearly 16 hours into a race, there could be closer racing. We have gotten to see some pretty good racing, you know, more than pretty good. But I mean, as far as battles for positions go, we're not seeing much of that. That's how it goes in endurance racing, especially, you know, when it's 24 hours long. That just happens. But it's been an absolute pleasure to be able to witness this racing firsthand and to be able to call commentary for it. Yeah, having a great time. I hope you all have enjoyed it as well. Thank you from myself and the IRO for being here and tuning in, y'all. I know it's super late or super early in the morning for y'all over there in the UK and other parts of the world. So here it is. Race leader will be coming into the pits this lap, whilst Frosty has one more lap to go. I will show you the pit delta as soon as this driver comes in. As soon as the Timgren comes into the pits, we will switch to Frosty. And then when he comes into the pits, we'll switch to P3, and so on and so on, just so that you guys can have those time differences. The deltas. Yeah, a little wiggle wiggle. The Timgren. I like it. Hey, you're shaking your booty at us. There it goes. 1 minute 45 seconds. The time gap between Frosty and a Timgren. That is it for the stint for a Timgren. We will move on to Frosty now. And we will show you the gap between Frosty and France K88. It's going to be roughly 45 seconds. Out of turn 6 and 7 for the final time in this stint for Frosty. He's done a great job, really, honestly. I mean, yeah, hands down, he did everything he possibly could, including pit strategy, racing good, hard, clean, fast. That's what we all like to see, right? Absolutely no two ways about it. Gained a second on that lap, so a 144, 45.5 seconds. Gap to France K88. We'll see what it is. Maybe I'll leave that there for just a half a second longer. The time difference is 1 minute 44 seconds between P1 and P2. We're looking at roughly, again, 45 seconds between P3 and P2. This is his final lap as well. That's right, this is a Project 1 racing team. Pretty good. Surprised I hadn't noticed that before. You see it on the fin there, clearly. The rear spoiler. And 45.818. the difference between P3 and P2. Jump over to Tonkanen and watch him finish out his lap. 19.286 seconds between Tonkanen and France K88. The difference between P4 and P3. Jump on to Simon now, who is also on his final lap. So he's only 1 lap down. I don't know how I figured he was 3 laps down. That's stinking impressive. That is absolutely impressive. Well done to that team. OVO holding it out strong in the Porsche. That's definitely some talented drivers on that team. I'll tell you that right now. That's impressive. With the time gap, not the time gap, the difference in overall speed. That's certainly an impressive feat. Ooh. Absolutely on fume, man. Brilliant. 1 minute and 13 seconds, the difference between P5 and P4. From Simon to Tonkanen. All right. Geely now. 47 seconds. That's not the final. That is what he currently is here on his final lap to P5. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all either. Not bad at all. Here he is coming into the pits. 47.210. The pit delta, the delta between P6 and P5. On to Jish. Just starting his final lap. I just want to take the time to say thank you again to IRO for having me. Thank you again to the racers for putting on such a good show for us all to watch. Thank you again to all of the viewers. Thank you all so much for being here with the IRO today for round 1. 2026 season 3. The IRO International Racing Organization is most certainly where it is at when it comes to endurance racing. On Gran Turismo 7, you will find no better out there. Promise you that. So, currently, Jish, a minute and 57 seconds. We'll see when he comes to its end of his lap if that changes the delta between P6 and P7. My guess is it's going to stay right at 157, perhaps go to either 158 or 156. And there it is, 157, the difference between P7 and P6. Now AMS Dude. A beautiful looking livery, by the way. Really, really digging that. Ooh, I thought that might have been a battle that we were looking at. It's not. That's Jensen. Yeah, that's Jensen in P10. So, AMS Dude also on his final lap. Jensen, I believe, is going to have one more lap to go. So, 41.381, the difference between P8 and P7. 41.381. Now on to Mr. MD for my team. It's not my team, it's my team. So, 27.404, the difference between P9 and P8. Wow, Mr. MD also definitely had himself a good stint there. Now on to Jensen in P10. Also on his last lap, this driver also had himself a really good, wow, he put on nearly another 10 seconds in 9 laps. So again, over a second a lap, he's putting on P11 on Sedaxium. So a 44.103, the difference in delta between P10 and P9, 44.103. Now on to Zerdaxium. Did we lose a driver? I could have swore we had 13 when this whole thing started. That would be such a bummer. That would be such a bummer. On his final lap, delta between P11 and P10, 37.246 seconds. 37.246 seconds. And on to Addy here. In P12. Final driver in the BMW M6. Again, y'all, thank you guys so much from myself and IRO for tuning in to the greatest endurance racing on Gran Turismo 7 with the IRO, the International Racing Organization. I'm telling you, it doesn't get any better than this. Thank you again to all of the drivers for putting on such a great show. Man, the level of talent that we watched here, yeah, just outstanding. I mean, again, incredibly blessed to have been a part of it. Very grateful. Yeah, finish off the lap with a half-second penalty. Why not? So the gap between P12 and P11, 1 minute and 17 seconds, y'all, and that is it. That is it. It is time for me to tune in to the stint myself, because I'll be up until this is over watching this, which means I need to go get more coffee in me. But thank you again all so much. Been an absolute pleasure. Thank you again from the International Racing Organization. Myself, thank you again to the drivers and all of the fans out there alike. It's been an absolute pleasure. Yeah, definitely can't think of a better way to have any more fun on my birthday. It's been so much fun. Love that. Hopefully we can get into doing a couple of more stints of commentary for more racing in the future with IRO. But until next time, y'all, God bless y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, each and every one. Until next time, we check you later. Take care now. I'm actually going to wait until this race is completely ended so that I can take screenshots. And Simon apparently had to pee or something. which isn't real good for me because I got to stay here until he finishes his last lap so that the race will end, or it'll end in 180 seconds because that's as long as it can go. So 3 minutes. After the final driver crosses the line, anyways. Get some screenshots for y'all. I don't know if it's necessary or not, but just want to make sure y'all have them just in case. If then they are needed, I'm not going to miss it. Okay. Results. Screenshot. Next. Better just take it right now, just in case the lobby shuts down. But we'll take one again as soon as it changes, if it does. Frosty with a 44.755 with his fastest lap, which was very, very near. It's only 1/10 of a second off from the fastest lap of the race. Frosty out there just slaying it. Laying it down. Putting that rubber down. I so want to switch to the nicknames just to see, but I'm not going to. Not going to. We're only supposed to show the online IDs. How are they still running? Oh, like it's ended. Like it isn't going to stop running. I don't think. Yeah, no way. It's not. It's going to continue to show running. At very least, still for Simon, because he was still sitting in the pits. Anyways, I appreciate y'all. God bless. I love y'all. Have a blessed and beautiful remainder of your night and or day, and do enjoy the rest of the race. Thank y'all again. Appreciate you now.